Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Lipak Shikuran, and moving on, after days of angry protest over a surge of immigration agents on the streets of Minneapolis, U.S. President Donald Trump warned to invoke the Insurrection Act to deploy military forces in Minnesota. Now, Trump's latest warning came a few hours after an immigration officer shot a Venezuelan man who the government said was fleeing after agents tried to stop his vehicle in Minneapolis. Now, confrontations between residents and federal officers have become increasingly tense after an Immigration and Custom Enforcement agent fatally shot a U.S. citizen, Rennie Good, in a car 8 days ago in Minneapolis, and the protests have spread to other cities as well. Trump's latest threat came a few hours after an immigration officer shot a Venezuelan man who the government said was fleeing after agents tried to stop his vehicle in Minneapolis. The man was wounded in the leg. Now, the domestic deployment of the military is a law allowing the president to deploy the military or federalized soldiers in a state's National Guard to quell rebellion, an exception to laws that prohibit soldiers being used in civil or criminal law enforcement. It has been used 30 times in U.S. history, according to New York University's Brennan Center for Justice, and the Supreme Court has ruled that the president alone can determine if the act's conditions have been met. Trump has already taken the unusual step of federalizing National Guard soldiers to help with immigration law enforcement in Democratic-run cities over the objections of state governors, including in Los Angeles last year, which a judge ruled in December was unconstitutional. Now, the big question is, does the law allow people to sue ICE agents? Well, U.S. law makes it very difficult to sue federal agents as individuals. But victims can sue the federal government for compensation when its employees cause financial or bodily injury in the course of their work. Now, this is covered by the Federal Tort Claims Act of 1946, an exception to a legal doctrine called sovereign immunity, which usually shields the federal government from lawsuits. In a FTCA case, a plaintiff typically alleges a government employee acted negligently or wrongfully. The statute might apply, for example, if an ICE agent damaged vehicles during an enforcement action. Now, the statute would also allow family members of someone killed by ICE to seek compensation for wrongful death. Also, several FTCA cases in the last year have drawn attention to the relatively obscure statute, which allows suits by citizens and non-citizens as well.